headquarters.
Welcome back. Governor-elect Jeff Landry announced his first cabinet secretary this week, and he is tapping a leader of the Trump administration. Capitol reporter Shannon Hecht brings us the latest on the new government taking shape.
Governor-elect Jeff Landry has tapped Aurelia Skipwith Giacometto to lead the Louisiana Department of Environmental Quality.
It's important that we have a highly qualified team of experts in both the industry and the environment.
Giacometto was over the U.S. Department of Fish and Wildlife Services under the Trump administration, and she'll be the first black woman to head the Louisiana DEQ. In regards to the state's environment, the current governor has Louisiana on the path to be carbon neutral by 2050, but Landry is signaling he may not continue down that road.
Everything that I've read about any policy of trying to be carbon neutral is extremely destructive at this time on the economy.
This is Landry's first major cabinet appointment, and it will play a big role in the state's relationship with the energy industry going forward.
I don't take any particular form of energy off the table. What I do want to make sure is that the folks in Louisiana, when they need their heat, when they need their air conditioning, when they need their lights, that we have reliable power.
Giacometto will assume office on January 8th after Landry is inaugurated. For your local election headquarters, I'm Shannon Hecht.
And speaking of Louisiana's environment, environmentalists are pushing back against a proposed jet fuel plant in St. James Parish. St. James Parish could soon be a new home to a new potential sustainable aviation fuel plant, and the company's goal is to utilize solar power to turn sugarcane into jet fuel. Environmentalists are upset at the facility being proposed for a majority black area in the heart of Cancer Alley. They fear the toxins of the plant will be unhealthy for the surrounding areas.
We have no idea what they would be burning on that site. It's supposed to be a site that will burn agricultural products, is what they're saying, but they're not telling us specifically what that is. What would it smell like? What are the carbon emissions like?
Now, DG Fuels wants the community to know they have their best interest at heart by claiming they are producing only sustainable aviation fuel and that it will have minimal environmental impact. The Louisiana Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals has ordered the legislature to try again to pass a congressional map with 2 majority-minority districts. Now the question is, which governor will call the session and what this could mean for voters. Capitol reporter Shannon Hecht brings us the latest.
The Fifth Circuit has ordered the Louisiana legislature to try again to pass a congressional district map that complies with the Voting Rights Act.
They've had ample opportunities to do the right thing, but if this is what it takes to get to a map of 2 black districts, then so be it.
While the merits of the original map were not ruled on, the court says that it likely violated the law by only having 1 black majority district, despite the state population being 1/3 black. The court says that the process must be done by next May for the map to be implemented for the fall congressional election.
If the Supreme Court had not ruled in favor of black voters in Alabama, we certainly would have seen the Fifth Circuit, ruling on our side, and I don't think you would see some of the other elected officials in Louisiana, now speaking as if they're going to pass a map that we've been asking for.
The question now is which governor will call the legislature in. Governor John Bel Edwards has the power to call the members who passed the map, or Governor-elect Jeff Landry can call the new lawmakers. Landry says he's willing to do that, but he faces an impossible January 15th deadline set by the court.
If the majority in the legislature and the new governor want to make a good faith attempt at passing a fair map that has 2 majority black districts, and they're not able to comply with that January 15th deadline and they ask for additional time, we would certainly not object to that.
The Louisiana Legislative Black Caucus wants the Louisiana legislature to call a special session for the drawing of the congressional map after a federal judge ruled that a new congressional map be drawn by January. The Legislative Black Caucus wants the Senate President Paige Cortez and House Speaker Clay Sexsnyder to call a special session to draw a congressional map with 2 opportunity districts for Louisiana's 1.3 million black residents. Who is set to be the next Louisiana Speaker of the House and Senate? The answer has all but been decided. Those leaders will have a lot of the new governor's goals to accomplish. Capitol reporter Shannon Hecht brings us insight to the new legislature.
Who leads the House and Senate plays a critical role in what bills make it through the process and how much of a governor's priority list can be passed. Even before the official vote, lawmakers are coalescing behind a close ally of Governor-elect Jeff Landry, State Senator Cameron Henry, a Metairie Republican.
In the Senate leadership, you're going to find a very friendly audience for President Trump and his priorities, as well as for Governor-elect Jeff Landry.
Over on the House side, a number of Republicans were vying for Speaker, but all dropped out to support State Representative Philip DeVilliers of Eunice.
DeVilliers came into the legislature as a pro-business, pro-industry vote, very closely aligned, especially to some utilities.
The new governor has set out to kick off his administration with ambitious goals of hosting a special session to tackle the crime issue. He also vowed to take on the redistricting order from the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals, which could let a new set of lawmakers take a swing at drawing congressional boundaries.
A strong push early in the first year, especially in the first months of that first year, to get a lot done.
The past speaker struggled to get all of the factions of Republicans to work together at times in the last session. Jeremy Alford of LAPolitics.com says that the overwhelming support for Landry could have a better chance of unifying them.
Can he remain as strong and as dominant as he is right now?
The official vote for legislative leadership will be on January 8th. For your local election headquarters, I'm Shannon Hecht.
Shutdown of the federal government has been avoided again, but another deadline will be here soon. Stay with us. We'll be right back.